Have you ever heard a sound that didn't exist? To your passenger, it was nothing but silence. To your spouse, it was just the wind whistling past the window. But to you, it was a faint, rhythmic ticking coming from somewhere deep behind the dashboard of your Ford F-150. It was not just a noise, it was a signal. It was a disturbance in the internal peace of your daily life. Welcome to the psychology of the hyper-aware driver. For most people in America, a car is a tool. It is an appliance like a toaster or a washing machine or a dishwasher. Main body, segments 11 to 139. They get in and they turn the ignition and they go from point A to point B without a second thought. But for you, it is different. You are part of a rare group of individuals who are too aware of their vehicle. This is not just about being a car enthusiast or a gearhead. This is a deep psychological profile. It is a specific way of processing the world through thousands of pounds of steel and glass and rubber. In the United States, the car is our second home. For many people over the age of 35, it is the only place where they are truly alone. Think about the last time you sat in your driveway for 15 minutes after coming home from work. The engine was off. The lights were flickering out. You just sat there in the dark. Why? Because that cabin is your sanctuary. It is the only place where you are in total control of your environment. For the person who is too aware, every vibration in the steering wheel of their Chevrolet Silverado tells a story. You feel the road through your fingertips. You notice when the transmission shifts a millisecond slower than it did yesterday. This is what psychologists call mechanical sympathy. It is a form of empathy directed at a complex machine. You do not just drive the car, you coexist with it. You feel its pain when you hit a pothole on a rainy night in Chicago. You feel its relief when the oil is changed and the engine hums with that perfect golden frequency. Think of the moment you turn the key or press the start button. For most people, it's a binary event. The engine is either on or it is off. But for the hyper-aware driver, it is a symphony of mechanical feedback. You are listening for the split-second hesitation in the starter motor. You are feeling the exact vibration of the cold idle through the frame of the truck. You know if the battery is at 12.4 volts or 12.6 volts just by the sound of the crank? This is not imagination. This is data. This is the weight of being tuned into a machine that weighs 3 tons. In America, we do not just drive. We commute. We spend hours on the 405 in Los Angeles or the 95 in Florida. In those hours, the car becomes your physical boundary. For the person who is too aware, the cabin of a Chevrolet Suburban is not just a room. It is a sensory isolation chamber. You notice the exact moment the tire pressure drops by 2 pounds because the steering feels a fraction of a percent heavier. You can tell if the asphalt under your wheels changed from a medium grain to a fine grain. Most passengers are looking at their phones. You are looking at the way the hood of your Toyota RAV4 vibrates when you hit 65 miles per hour. You are calculating the health of your wheel bearings by the pitch of the hum coming from the rear left. There's a specific psychological exhaustion that comes with this. It is the exhaustion of the diagnostic mind. You go to the mechanic and you tell them there is a faint grinding noise when you turn right at low speeds. The mechanic takes it for a test drive and says he hears nothing. This is the gaslighting of the hyperaware. You know the machine is lying to him, but it is telling the truth to you. You feel like a translator for a language that no one else speaks. This awareness affects your bank account and your stress levels. You spend more on preventative maintenance than anyone you know. You change your oil at 5,000 miles, even if the manual says 10,000, because you can feel the difference in the way the valves chatter. You notice the scent of hot coolant before the needle on the dashboard even moves. You are an early warning system. This level of awareness is often linked to high sensory intelligence. You are the kind of person who notices the flickering of a fluorescent light in a grocery store, or the slight change in the tone of a friend's voice. You bring that same intensity to the driver's seat of your Toyota Camry. While others see a reliable sedan, you see a complex ecosystem of thousands of moving parts that must stay in perfect harmony. There's a weight to this awareness. It can be exhausting. When you are too aware of your car, you are never truly relaxed. You are constantly scanning. You are checking the mirrors. You are listening for the wheel bearing that might be starting to fail. You are looking for the stray shopping cart in the Costco parking lot that is drifting toward your door like a heat seeking missile. It is a burden of protection. You are the guardian of this machine because this machine is the guardian of your freedom. In the American psyche, the car represents the ultimate autonomy. To lose the car is to lose the ability to move and to choose and to be. That is why the hyper-aware driver is so protective. It is not about the money or the resale value. It is about the integrity of the vessel. Consider the Tesla owner who obsessively monitors their battery percentage, or the Jeep Grand Cherokee driver who knows exactly how the suspension should feel on a gravel road. They are seeking a connection to the physical world in a society that is becoming increasingly digital and detached. Being too aware of your car is a way of staying grounded. It is a form of mindfulness that no one talks about. When you wash your car by hand on a Saturday morning, you're not just cleaning dirt. You are performing a ritual of inspection. You are learning every curve and every flaw. You're making the machine yours. This level of detail is even more intense for those driving the new wave of American electric vehicles. In a Tesla Model 3, there is no engine noise to mask the world. You hear every pebble hitting the wheel well. You hear the expansion joints of the bridge like a drum set. To the average driver, this is just a quiet car. To the hyper-aware driver, it is a high-resolution map of every flaw in the road. You find yourself avoiding certain routes not because they are longer, but because the road surface is too loud for your nervous system. This is where the psychology of the car meets the psychology of the self. You are seeking a state of zero friction. You want the machine to be a perfect silent servant. When it is not perfect, it feels like a personal failure. You take it personally when the transmission in your Jeep Grand Cherokee hunts for a gear on a steep hill. You feel a surge of dopamine when you find the exact tire pressure that makes the ride feel like silk. This deep bond is why we feel a strange sense of grief when we finally sell a car that has served us for a decade. We are not just selling metal, we are selling a witness to our lives. The car was there for the promotions and the breakups and the long midnight drives when we had nowhere else to go. It is a witness to our private thoughts and our loudest songs and our quietest tears. If you are one of these people, know that you are not crazy. You are not obsessive. You are simply more tuned in. You are a navigator in a world of passengers. You understand that the relationship between a human and a machine is one of the most profound stories of the modern age. You recognize that the car is an extension of your own body. This is a concept known as proprioception. It is the brain's ability to understand where the body ends and the world begins. For the hyper-aware driver, the body doesn't end at the fingertips. It ends at the front bumper of their Honda CR-V. It ends at the rear tires of their GMC Sierra. When the car is scratched, you feel it on your skin. When the engine stutters, your heart skips a beat. This is the pursuit of mechanical perfection. It is a way of creating order in a world that feels increasingly chaotic. If you can make this four-door sedan run perfectly, then maybe you can make your life run perfectly too. It is a form of control that is deeply satisfying. You are not just a passenger in your life. You are the lead engineer. You take pride in the fact that your 10-year-old Honda Accord feels tighter and smoother than your neighbor's brand new car. Because you listened. You paid attention. You cared when no one else did. That is the secret of the person who is too aware. Your car is not just a reflection of your status. It is a reflection of your standards. You are the one who knows that the details are not just details. They are the entire point of the journey. Finale, segments 140 to 161. You notice the way the brake pedal feels under your foot in heavy traffic on the New Jersey Turnpike. You feel the subtle drag of an AC compressor kicking on and off. You are in a constant state of diagnostic grace. When you finally pull into your garage at the end of a long day and you hear that final tick of the cooling metal, you know exactly what it means. It is the sound of a mission accomplished. It is the sound of a machine and a human in total sync. And in that moment of silence, you realize that being too aware is not a burden at all. It is a superpower. It is the reason you arrive safe. It is the reason you enjoy the drive. And it is the reason you will always be the one who truly knows the road. You understand that the machine is a living thing and you are its heartbeat. As you move through the world, stay sharp. Keep listening to the machine and never apologize for being the person who hears what everyone else misses. Because in the end, it is the people who are too aware who are the ones truly going places. You are the elite of the highway. You are the silent observers of the mechanical world. Your awareness is not a flaw. It is the ultimate expression of care in a world that has forgotten how to look closely. Drive on and keep listening. The road is talking, and you are the only one who truly hears it.